Oh boy, what's my favorite world? Because they all have issues. Dragonspyre. Polaris, Khrysalis, or Avalon for you? I really like Dragonspyre.
I mean, Azteca is the best world, and no one can tell me otherwise.
We can agree to disagree. Marleybone or Mooshu for you? Actually, I have gotten a request behind the scenes to do a world tier list. Would people be interested in me doing a world tier list live on stream?
Yeah, Azteca better be S tier or I'm gonna stream.
Yes, do it right now. Right now? Drop everything I made one a few days ago? Okay. Right. Well, people are asking for one now. I do not like Azteca. Don't worry, you're not alone. I don't like Azteca either.
You're missing out.
I'm going to draw this tier list.
Oh boy, animated and everything?
Not animated. Let me prepare it, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see me spinning. So, Azteca's so lame as a story. Like, there's a comet about to destroy the world, and then you fail, and the world just dies. There's a little bit more to it than that, but it is certainly a symptom of the bigger issue. I guess the Hun House Skyrate story is cool, though. I don't care about that story. I don't know anything about it. How do you plan to draw this out? You'll see. They die anyways? I thought I saved them. No, you did not save them. So here's the tier list. And yes, in the corner there, that's all the worlds. Wizard City. It would go in S tier if they didn't touch it. If they didn't touch the story. So now it's B tier, because they touched the story.
That's it?
Not gonna lie, I didn't expect it to look this good. Yeah, exactly, because I did it in an art program. So yeah, the screen's gonna pop up and down as I move things around. Krokotopia? A tier. I'm a little biased. I like deserty locations, and even though Krokotopia is not like a full-on desert, it's got like the Egyptian vibe. It's like desert in Egypt. I'm a sucker for those settings. And also there are Indiana Jones references in Krokotopia. So.
Oh, big fan of Indiana Jones, huh?
Not a big fan, but I did enjoy the first movie. And the second movie.
Oh.
First and
Did you watch the third and the fourth one that came out this year?
No. This chart is awesome. My charts are always awesome. Croc is a valid A tier, exactly. Marleybone. I would put it in a B tier. Marleybone is an okay world for what it does. It's a little long, though. Like, the amount of hoops we need to jump through in order to get to our end goal, while justified, is a little excessive. Mooshu.
F tier, big F tier.
I'll put it in the D tier. The theming is okay, although it's a mashup of China and Japan, which is a little iffy. For what it is, it's a pretty world. It's really big, though. They didn't need to make it that big. And also, the story absolutely sucks. We do all this work just to wake up the Emperor to find out that the Jade Champion had the key the entire time. They needed to add Malastare more into Mooshu. Dragonspyre, S tier.
Yep.
Theming, on point. Narrative, the bulk of the story is a little bit of flavor text, but the ending absolutely slaps. Very poetic ending for the first arc. Celestia. C.
Yeah, I was thinking C too.
Don't remember a single thing from that world? That's a you problem, Jaff. That's a skill issue. The story's okay. It's the opening to the arc. I don't think it's a very strong opening. It does introduce you to astro magic. Like, gameplay-wise, Celestia is really where the game gets fun because of the astro magic, and then also you should be 50 by that point, so then you also get Archmastery. So you get the school pips. But, like, story-wise, it's a big nothing burger until you see Morganth for the first time, and then things start to kick off. Dragonspyre is depressing. It is depressing. Zafaria.
C or B tier, you think?
I'm debating between B and C, because the theming is really good. It's supposed to be the sub-Saharan part of
Yeah, don't mean the
Africa.
savannah.
Yeah, the sub-Saharan is below the Sahara Desert, which, yes, is the savanna portion. And then Mirage is supposed to be the actual Sahara Desert.
No, I thought it was more Middle Eastern.
With that amount of sand? Editing Storm here. I am so confidently incorrect about Mirage. It is actually based in the Arab desert. So Ethan was correct on this one, and I was not. I do tend to mix the two regions up. My apologies. I think I'd put it in a... No, I'll put it in a B. Environment? Great. The story, once again, is mostly flavor text until Morganth shows up. Really, until you get to trying to locate the Elephant Prince is when the story really kind of picks up. The rest of it is just you finding things, or, you know, like finding the lost students. Arc 2, there really isn't a whole lot of substance to the worlds. They're mostly flavor text until Morganth shows up, which is unfortunate for Avalon because Avalon, A, does not have Morganth show up physically, and B, is very, very irrelevant in the context of the entire arc. Guess what? Avalon's the next world we're raiding.
Right? It was It was supposed to have some, importance, but they never mention it.
Croc is S tier, Mooshu's A, Marleybone is A, Wiz is B, Dragonspyre is B.
No, Mooshu's complete F tier. Completely.
I'm putting Avalon in the F tier. Avalon at F tier? Yes. Avalon and I have B. Switch Celestia and Avalon. I only put Avalon in F tier because they made the world basically irrelevant. Theming? Great. I like the Arthurian legend, but that is literally the only positive I have for the world, and that is not enough to put it in D tier. Might be biased because I love the Arthurian legend and medieval theming. Again, yeah, I like the theming, but the theming alone is not enough to save it, you know? It's theming and story. Like, you can't really say gameplay, because the gameplay is standard across all the worlds. They don't really mix it up. So, theming and story. Theming? Phenomenal. Story sucks, and they make it irrelevant in the overall scope of the second arc. Because you literally only go to Avalon to get the Sword of Kings. And then the Sword of Kings is never mentioned again, bar one comparison in Azteca. And that's it. And that's when you pick up the Axe of Dawn. The narrator goes like, it might not be the Sword of Kings, but it'll do. That is the only time the Sword of Kings is referenced after Avalon. And that's it. Like, when you get shadow magic, when you're touched by shadow, you know, people are like, oh, well, you've been corrupted by the evil magic, so of course you can't use it now. Well, then what was the point of us going to get it in the first place then? If you're just going to make it irrelevant. However, I'd say it's not necessarily like you have to be a good person, because at that point, why the hell are you going around and doing the night shrines to become a knight? No, they say you need to be of pure heart, but really you just need the status of a knight, and you still have the status of the knight even after you get the shadow magic, so there should be absolutely no reason why the Sword of Kings should be irrelevant, but they never bring it up again. So why the hell were we in Avalon? We don't even get a whole lot of Morganth's backstory in Avalon, and that's basically her home world, and we get zero backstory. We don't get to find out about her family, aside from her brother, but we don't get to hear about her parents or her home life, because all we learn about Morganth up until, you know, her becoming the Shadow Queen is she's very inquisitive and likes to put her learning on fast track. She doesn't like to stop and slow down and be methodical about it. She wants to learn it quickly. She wants to learn it now. And then she gets inducted into the spider cult and becomes nihilistic and is like, yeah, I'm just going to destroy everything. It's like, you realize in destroying everything, you're also going to destroy yourself. So I don't get it. And so Avalon is nothing. So why does Avalon exist? That is why I put it in F tier. I think the whole obtaining shadow magic thing was pretty lame. It is only lame because it kind of sort of got hyped up, and then you got it and it was underwhelming. And then they did absolutely nothing with it aside from adding Shadow Pip to fancy school spells. They didn't even make Shadow as a school, like, worth anything. it's not its own identity. It's a school that latches on to other schools like a parasite. Shadow is just moon and star merged into one. Shadow is just moon. Not even star, it's just moon, but a different form of moon.
Yeah, 'cause there's no aura involved with Shadow.
Yeah, it's mostly just polymorphs, and then...
Polymorphs with
Yeah.
added status effects.
Azteca.
S tier.
Still
S tier, yes. Let's see it.
Azteca stays in the F tier.
Oh,
And
come
that is
on.
because it is also irrelevant. So, once again, wider narrative here. None of you are seeing my wild hand gestures. I'm very animated right now. So, Azteca, you're there. You're there to stop Morganth from destroying it by calling down Xibalba, yeah? So you go through the entire world. I don't even remember if there's like someone has found a way to stop the comet, so you're trying to stop the comet. Well, I'll have to look back at the dialogue to see if someone had an idea about how to stop the comet. But it basically all falls apart when Morganth has the horn call open the portal that she takes to the comet to bring the comet down on Azteca. Originally, I was thinking that the horn will call line was in relation to the horned crown that she put on King Artorias. So then the Artorias, now the Pendragon, called forth the wild hunt, therefore the horn has called. However, that changed when Morganth said, I will now have the horn call open a portal to Xibalba, and then started laughing about that exact line in Azteca as the dude was calling open the portal. So the line wasn't even about, again, like, Avalon is fun. Avalon's not even in the race for being an important world. Just nuke the comet. I wish we had a nuke. Sounds like you'd be a good story writer for future Wiz Worlds. Exactly. I actually wrote my own arc outline. I will post a link in the chat. Anyways, Azteca. Well, you don't even find out she's in Azteca. It's just like Azteca was suddenly found. And it just so happened that she was there. In fact, all the worlds except for Khrysalis are like, go to this world and do something unrelated to Morganth, and then Morganth is just there by chance, and so then you get sucked back into her plotline. She's like a black hole. Morganth is a black hole confirmed, yes, indeed. Khrysalis.
A tier?
Yeah.
Is it because of the Bee Queen?
Yeah, I am biased towards the bees. The theme of the world was very interesting. I quite liked it. The story was mostly flavor text until the end, and I did not like the ending of the arc one bit.
Well, she only kills herself.
She kills herself. Polaris.
And that when I say A.
Yeah, I agree. A. It's a strong opening to the third arc. I just wish the rest of the third arc was as strong as Polaris.
Oh wait, are we counting side worlds, by the way?
No. I mean, if I were to do side worlds really fast, Grizzleheim would be in S tier, and, you know, by proxy, Wintertusk. Wysteria, F tier. Would Aquila count?
I'd say so.
Aquila would be C. Wisteria's F minus, it's super dumb, yet I finished it anyways. Mirage. B tier. Theming saves it a lot of points. However, I think they did Scorpion dirty, and the final boss fight shouldn't have been against Grandfather Spider.
I felt like that should have been like a final boss thing.
Exactly. Like, he is a god, so why would he not be our final obstacle of the arc? The Storm Titan thing was very messy.
Yeah, that was just slightly below because that's his child.
Empyrea.
D
tier.
C or D?
Put it in D tier. I don't even know what theme it's supposed to be. The story's a little meh. Like, there are points where it's really good, and there's points where it's not that great. The Storm Titan was a little weird as a final boss. I wish it was Grandfather Spider. Also, the Aether Titan was very... It felt like a big action set piece for the sake of it. Like, it wasn't important. And then they retroactively made that relevant in the 4th arc, which I wish they didn't do.
I
Because
mean,
that was just a display of power. Empyrea, not the best. Really could have improved. Also, a lot of the themes kind of died in Empyrea. Like, one of the main themes apparently was love. But Mallory is supposed to be Raven's love. I totally feel the love oozing from Mallory with every bit of dialogue she has. There's one time where she gets in trouble for doing something she wasn't supposed to do. It was off screen, it was with Baba Yaga, it was in Polaris. But then after that, every time she does something stupid, everyone just hopes that she survives and then just doesn't chastise her. And then she just does it again. She keeps running off and getting herself into trouble, and she has a very punchable face. And Empyrea is not her best work, especially when she has the whole I'm Raven's love reveal, because that was in the Reverie. I hate the Reverie. The Reverie single-handedly destroyed my, like, any ounce of love for Empyrea that I had. The Ambrose fight was really good, though. That was the only thing I enjoyed. Moving on. Karamelle.
I'd probably say C or D.
It's C. Theming, top-notch. Really nailed it. And especially with the accents, too. The story was not that great. Lemuria. C. I know it's the world synthesizers taking bits and pieces from all the other worlds and stitching it together like a Frankenstein monster, but I feel like it was an excuse to just reuse assets and locations from other places as well. So it did kind of strike me as a little lazy, specifically from a game design perspective. Now, when you got to
Sky City?
Yeah, Sky City. I was thinking the place below Sky City, though. Heap, yes.
Oh, the Heap. Yeah, those are two good areas.
Yeah, like they're really good original areas. I quite enjoyed them. But everything else was like, I've seen this before. This is not interesting. Give me something interesting. And there just wasn't a whole lot of interesting there. And then also again the story was very lacking and not focused in the way that I feel like it should have been. And then Novus. Novus.
You'd probably say either D or C because of Mubu.
No, I'm putting it in F tier. Mubu does not earn it enough points to
Oh,
rate it
wow.
that high. Novus is terrible. There's so much wrong with it. Biggest sticking point? The diplomats. I know how diplomatic relations are supposed to go, and it is not how they go in Novus. Novus is very much a babysitting job. I hate it. They're children. They're supposed to be adults, but they act like children.
Yeah, the Armada would have done better.
Exactly. Anyways, here's my world tier list. If there's one thing you could change in the storyline that just irritates you, what would you change? It wouldn't be one change, but I would definitely give Morganth a bit more backstory, like proper backstory, proper fleshing out. I'd make her better. I'd make her a better villain. Just hire Storm as the new lead writer already, yeah, I wish. I'd have to move to Texas though. Look, if it's a full-time writing position, I would be on a plane in a heartbeat. Working for KI has been one of my dreams. The other dream is publishing a book, which I am doing, so, you know, I'm accomplishing one of two dreams this year. I cannot code, I have like 0 artistic value, I can literally only just write stories. That is my only skill.